Hey students, this is Arifa and you are watching Saya's Knowledge. In this video, you will get thorough knowledge of parts of brain. Please like, subscribe and share my video. In earlier video, already we have discussed the three parts of brain. They are forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. In this video, let's start with forebrain. The forebrain is the part of the brain which is present at the front position. It consists of three parts: cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Cerebrum. It is the largest part of the brain. It is located superiorly and anteriorly in relation to mid and hindbrain. It means it is present at the front and top position compared to mid and hindbrain. It is composed of two hemispheres, right hemisphere and left hemisphere. It is separated by the two hemispheres are separated by the longitudinal fissure. This is the cerebrum, the largest part of our brain. It is composed of two hemispheres, right and left hemisphere. You can see clearly in the picture. You can see many foldings or wrinkles on the surface of hemispheres. They are known as convolutions. The two hemispheres of cerebrum are connected by nervous tract called corpus callosum. Convolutions or wrinkles are present in the hemispheres produced by depressions. The shallow depressions are called sulci, singular is sulcus, and deep depressions are named fissures. So in brain we can see the ups and downs which forms the wrinkles or foldings in the brain. They are referred as convolutions, and the shallow depressions they are known as sulci, and the deeper depressions are known as fissures. The small portions of convolutions are called gyri. The surface layer, which is also known as cerebral cortex of the cerebral hemisphere, is composed of cell bodies, of neurons and partly of nerve fibers. It looks grey in color, hence it is known as grey matter of the brain. So in the hemisphere, the top surface, which is known as the cortex, cerebral cortex, it consists of the cell bodies of the neurons, and due to this it looks grey in color, and this portion is known as grey matter of the brain. In this picture you can clearly see the two hemispheres of brain showing convolutions. The deeper convolutions are known as sulci, and the elevated portions or foldings they are known as gyri, and the cracks between each portion of the cerebrum are known as fissure. Fissure means cracks usually here, or you can say the separating lines between each part of the cerebrum is referred as fissure. For example, the two hemispheres are separated by longitudinal fissure. In second picture you can clearly see the different fissures between the lobes along with sulci and gyri. In this picture you can see the two hemispheres having cortex region with grey matter and the central portion with white matter. Grey matter consists of mainly the cell bodies and some fibers. They look grey in color, and the white portion is known as white matter as it consists of myelinated fibers. The central portion of the cerebral hemisphere is mainly composed of nerve fibers which are covered by myelin sheaths and appear whitish in color. Hence this portion is referred as white matter. So is it clear? As the central portion of the hemisphere consists of mainly the nerve fibers which are having myelin sheath, and it appears white in color. Hence, the central portion of this hemisphere is referred as white matter of the brain. It is cerebral cortex which receives the stimuli, interprets this, takes decision and send impulses to the respective organs for further functions. So main functions of receiving the stimuli and sending impulses takes place in cerebral cortex. Each cerebral hemisphere is composed of 4 lobes. They are frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe. So again the cerebral hemisphere is having 4 parts. What are they? Frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal and occipital lobe. The cerebrum is divided into two hemispheres, right and left hemisphere, and each hemisphere is again divided into 4 lobes. So in this picture you can clearly see the 4 lobes. The frontal lobe, which is shown in pink color, which is present at the front and near our forehead. Next to it, it is present the parietal lobe shown in green color. It is present at the upper layer of our brain. Next we are having temporal lobe, which is present just near our ears. It is shown in blue color. Next we are having occipital lobe, which is present at the back of our brain, which is shown here in yellow color. So these are the 4 lobes. Let us discuss now functions of cerebrum. We discuss under the 4 lobes. So just we'll see what are the different functions performed by the 4 lobes of these hemispheres. Frontal lobe. It lies just beneath our forehead and is associated with brain's ability to reason, organize, plan, speak, move, make facial expressions, spontaneity, problem solving capacity, focus, remember, initiate and self-regulate behaviors and control emotions. Whereas parietal lobe, it is located at the upper layer of our brain and controls complex behavior, senses, body awarenesses, knowledge of numbers and their relations, also involved in language comprehension. A parietal lobe also help in body positioning and movement. Occipital lobe. It is located at the back of the brain and associated with visual processing, visual perception of body language such as postures, expression and gestures. Temporal lobe. It is located near our ears and is associated with listening, sequencing and organizing. It is also associated with verbal and visual memory. The cerebrum is the center of intelligence, imagination, creativity and memory. Thalamus. It is the second part of forebrain. It is mainly composed of grey matter with reticular activating system. It serves as a relay station for almost all information that comes and goes to the cortex of the cerebrum. It plays a role in pain sensation, attention, alertness and memory. The third part of forebrain is hypothalamus. It is composed of grey matter and is found below the thalamus. Functions of hypothalamus. It plays a role in controlling behaviors such as hunger, thirst, sleep and sexual response. It regulates body temperature, body pressure, emotions and secretions of hormones. Pituitary gland. It is an endocrine gland located below the hypothalamus. It secretes a number of hormones. It is known as the master gland as it controls other endocrine glands in the body. In this picture you can see the thalamus portion in green color and hypothalamus region in orange color. Hypothalamus region also contains pituitary gland and pineal body. All these are parts of forebrain. Pineal body. It is a sort of endocrine structure below hypothalamus. It secretes a hormone melatonin. Coming to the second part of brain, it is midbrain. It is located below the cerebrum and above the hindbrain. It is a tubular structure comprised of the tectum, tegmentum, cerebral aqueduct, peduncles and serval nuclei and fasciculi. So these are the different parts. Just you remember the names. As per your syllabus, it is more than sufficient. Its main function is to act as a relay station for visual and auditory system. Also, it is involved in the control of body movement. In this picture, you can see the midbrain portion shown in green color. It is very short portion of the brain and it is tubular structure. The third part of brain, it is hindbrain. It is composed of three parts: cerebellum, pons, medulla oblongata. Cerebellum, it is also known as little brain. It is similar to cerebrum with its two hemisphere and highly folded surface. So it is almost similar like cerebrum. It is also having two hemispheres and it is also showing many foldings, wrinkles. It is attached to the brain stem below and to the cerebrum above. Brain stem is nothing but the midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata. All these parts collectively are known as brain stem. It is connected to the brain stem by three pairs of peduncles. Peduncles means bundle of nerve tissues. Functions of cerebellum. It is associated with regulation and coordination of body movements, postures, balance. Pons. It is the tubular structure found below the midbrain. It serves as a bridge between various parts of the nervous system, including the cerebrum and cerebellum. Many important nerves originate in the pons. It controls the muscles that are responsible for biting, chewing, and swallowing. It controls sleep cycle, respiration, and reflexes. Medulla oblongata. It is found below the pons and continues posteriorly with the spinal cord. The primary role of medulla is regulating involuntary functions such as breathing, swallowing, cardiovascular functions, etc. It also controls certain reflexes like cough reflexes, sneezing reflex, vomiting reflex, etc. In this picture, you can see the parts of hindbrain. They are shown in orange color. Pons, medulla and cerebellum. They constitute the hindbrain. Spinal cord arises from the medulla.